Hey guys, back with a highly requested cut test. Today it's 154 cm in the form of a Spyderco Manix 2. Sharpened by me. This one isn't freehand. I did this on the Edge Pro a while back. But I did put a freehand micro bevel on it, so it is hair whittling. I just tested that. So, curious to see how this one works. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and get to it. A lot of people have asked me to touch up my knife or show what it takes to touch it up when the test is over. So if I feel like we have not ran too long, I'll do that. This is just 9 feet of 1/4 inch rope that I'm just going to go ahead and test. And I'm going to try not to rub my knuckles on the cutting board because I forgot to put my band-aids on. So hopefully I won't have bloody knuckles by the time this is over with. Forgot to show you initial sharpness also, but I told you about it. Anyway, there's the sharpness after like 6 cuts. Still pretty damn sharp. But it already has a roll in there, so this stuff is just amazingly hard on knife edges. Amazingly hard. A lot of people have been pointing out the fact that some knives have longer blades and different grinds, and that's going to skew the results, and I know that. Pretty much the first video I made said this wasn't anything scientific, it's just pretty much me cutting some rope and telling you how it did at the end. I'm not claiming to have anything really anything of value here. It's definitely not peer-reviewed science, so don't take it as being that, because pretty much what I'm trying to show here is just how the knife performs in any given situation. I'm not trying to do really in-depth edge retention tests. For that I would need pretty much the same knife in all these different steels, and for me that's just not feasible. So you're gonna have to take this. If you guys don't like it, then there's no point in me continuing to do it. So let me know if it's not something y'all are enjoying, because it is kind of rough on me, and I'm already out of rope again, so I need to go buy more rope. Just ran through 15 feet in less than a week. So if any of you want to support me, I promise you I won't mind it at all. I think y'all know how to do that. If you want to, cool. If you don't want to, that's just fine with me also. But of course, I would get to do more things if I had a little bit of income. Any dollar I can come by is a big help. This knife's doing pretty well. The hollow grind is pretty nice to cut with. Whew. It didn't take long for that to happen. It's actually not that bad. There's not as many rolls or chips in this. It's just kind of dulling in the sense, the traditional sense that you hear knives dulling. That's kind of what it's doing. It's just kind of blunting off, rounding off, whatever you want to call it. Instead of getting chipped out and rolled, it's just kind of blunting. So it actually cut paper a little bit better than other steels, but it's not as sharp as those steels were, if that makes sense. What I want to do, I've had this idea to get a scale and put it under this cutting board, and maybe have the LCD screen right here, so I could read the pounds of force that it's taken me to get through this rope, and that would be a good way to test each knife and see the starting force it took, and then compare that to the force it took near the end of the test. So if I can figure out a way to do that, I'm going to do it. Thinking about including some gun stuff on my channel too. I haven't really shown y'all any of my guns, so I may do some like gun cleaning videos, or I don't know, something to mix it up. I don't want you guys to get bored. Gonna go ahead and test. Well, I'll go ahead and knock this piece of rope out. The knife's actually cutting really well still. I mean, I think I'm going to attribute that to the hollow grind and the edge geometry. It's actually not doing that badly. It hasn't dulled to the point that I can't saw through the paper, and that's actually pretty good. If you see my other videos, a couple of the knives couldn't even do that after this much rope, so that's actually pretty good. It's better than I was expecting. Much better than 14C 28N on the Skyline. I would say about on par with L-Max, but don't attribute that to the actual wear resistance of the steel. There was some other factors going on there. I may have to revisit the 551 when I get a better testing method. Still cutting really well. Spyderco makes some good cutters. A lot of people make pretty knives. Kershaw makes good cutters. They just seem to do the job they were intended to do very well. I have yet to come across a Spyderco design that didn't cut well. I think we have lost the paper slicing, the phone book paper slicing edge. Yeah, I'm going to call that. I'm going to go ahead and check printer paper. Glides right through it. And that was a slicing cut from heel to tip. I can't push cut, but slicing cuts are no problem at all. So I'm going to go ahead and finish slicing this rope. And I think I made it through this whole video without cutting myself, which is always good. Push cut for shits and giggles. Did that really well. Here's where that hollow grind comes into play. They will push cut extremely well till they get up to the actual point of the grind. So I'm going to test on this. Still got a very good edge. I would say this is a good step between 8CR 13 MOV and S30V. This is a big step up from 8CR, but it's also a long way away from S30V, which It will still do work, of course. Still easily do work. I mean, the knife is still actually fairly sharp. Really good. That's actually a lot better than I was expecting 154 cm to be. So that's pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting it to be anywhere near this good, actually. So that's pretty cool. That means this is even a better value than it already was. I think we have a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just do like a super quick and dirty touch up with this knife just to have a proof of concept pretty much. It's not going to be anything spectacular, but I'm guessing it will be pretty damn sharp. And this is representative of something you could do in the field. Okay, I just cut with my knife. It's dull now. I need my edge back because I have more work to do. And this is just a Spyderco double stuff stone, like a $20 stone. I was lucky enough to get this from a guy I know, local guy. He's a subscriber, super nice guy. Glad I was able to get this stone. Shouldn't take long, just a few swipes like that. Alright, now we'll see what we can do on this phone book paper. Back to not original sharpness because I haven't stropped it, but as you can see, it's back to being really sharp. I mean, there's no resistance in that. It pretty much falls through the paper. Absolutely zero resistance. So it doesn't have to be a low vanadium. I mean, this is kind of a low vanadium steel, but it doesn't have to be a cheap steel to be easily touched up. I mean, you saw that took maybe a minute and it was back to being really sharp, and I'm sure it would. Oh, of course. Yeah, it definitely shaves hair. I would say this, if I stropped it, would be near a hair whittling edge. So it definitely does not take long at all to get a good edge back on your knife. And that's good. I mean, people who actually use their knives appreciate that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was the test, guys. It did much better than expected, and it took the touch up very well. So 154 cm is an excellent steel. I think I'll go ahead and give it my stamp of approval. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to support me, I think you know what to do. I can't say, but if you don't, I don't care. I just like you watching my videos. So I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.